start streaming. Let's see if it works. We are live. Welcome, everyone. It is February 24th, and we're having kind of a re-session 0. We've had new character creation rules released in our playtest, and so we're going to try to just make new characters. We've been using the Tinderbox Demo characters. We now have another player, so it's a perfect time for Mark to jump in. Welcome, Mark. I know you joined last week playing our kind of an NPC character that jumped in and helped the player character solve the problem of the machine that was pumping miasma all over the place. So we got that fixed, and now we're going to stop, and we're going to fast forward a few months or more into the future and begin again with these characters that we're creating tonight. So I know one of our players is going to continue to use the Red Marshal, but new and improved, custom made, new tags, etc. So I'm excited about that. We've got a couple other players that are doing different things as well. So we're going to see where that comes out. Durlin is not going to be Durlin anymore. Durlin is going to be Ashlyn. And so that's going to be cool because that's going to be still a spell slinger of sorts, right?
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to what?
An astromancer.
Astromancer?
Yep.
Nice. I don't even know what that is. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out what that is. And then our player who played Golem last week is going to be playing Maya. And if I remember correctly, Maya is probably a spellcaster too, yes?
Yes. Mostly not knowing how to, but yes.
Excellent. Yes, that's our Witchwood character. Perfect. Okay. Yep. All right, and I can import your images if you have character images. I think,
So, question, guys, are you going for illustrations that are, in depth, more realistic, or because I did one that looks like a Studio Ghibli ripoff, but
it does, doesn't it? Sorry,
I
had
do
to get
have
that
a
in.
really cool other character that I could put in there, and depending on how the feel for the group looks, either or. I mean, it's all up to you guys.
So the feel that has kind of like been my inspiration for like writing and brainstorming for this new character and stuff. Have any of you ever listened to like Blue Turtle? Kind of like playlist, hour-long fantasy style, ambient music.
I am listening to it right now.
Yeah, that style.
It is literally funny that you're mentioning it, but it is playing on a 3-hour loop in the background.
Very cool. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Studio Ghibli style character image.
Yeah.
Personally.
Totally on par with the art in the rest of the book.
There's the artist page for who does all the art for that.
Oh, nice.
Just if you want to get a sense of that.
Ithia, is that what that is?
Yeah,
Ithia.
I think that's the character, the name of the character he puts in all of his art.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I have him climbing up the side of a mountain right now in what I believe is probably either
Oh yeah,
spring or autumn.
definitely got that whole Studio Ghibli kind of, or Ghibli.
Yeah.
I don't know how people pronounce it.
Giblet.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice, man. Like that. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about AI. I mean, everyone has their own personal feeling.
I don't mind it.
I would say it's a tool. From my
Mhm.
perspective, you use it the way you can best use it. if you use Copilot and you give it sufficient prompts, and as a power user, you dial down to where you want, you can get some amazing stuff spit back, which was that image that I put there that looks like that, and a bunch of other ones. So when I find the other one, I'll upload that one, and that way, you guys will see what I was debating. But I am very excited for what we're gonna do. It's totally cool.
Okay, so our rules don't have they don't really have a whole guided process for character creation aside from just making your character. And so, unlike some of the other games, so I imagine this will get fleshed out more for when it comes to creating a whole group of characters at the same time. I'm sure it'll come into play that way, where you kind of make them all together and that sort of thing. So, and character creation is a little different in this too. Is you choose your theme name, so you answer question A, and then you pick one other question to answer, and then you pick a weakness tag to answer. And that's how where everybody starts with their themes. So it'll probably even go a little faster than other systems like City of Mist, because there you're doing 2 tags, 3 total, and your weakness theme. So on these character sheets, the first thing you'll do is, I mean, if we let the system guide us as it does, then the first thing to do, I'm backing up here, get past the cartoon.
My
comic book.
apologies if I have you painstakingly go through the details, but I just want to make sure that I don't miss a step and drive you nuts later.
Yeah. So in this case, the way, and I really love these character sheets, the whole way Son of Oak has just kind of, because I've always wanted to do this kind of thing, including like make, just have cards. So some of the inspiration has come from many games over the years, but have like little cards that play out sections of your character and have on them the details, and you kind of pick the card you want and you put it in place. You could even use like one of those card pages that go in the book, it's the plastic one with the sleeves, and you just put your 9 cards on a page. I thought that'd be a fun way to make a character. I wonder if I could do that. But these guys have done a great job. These cards that they use in the game are actually like 1/3 of a page. And I don't have any handy or I'd show you, but they are excellent in just breaking it down. So in this case, each theme represents a major aspect of your character. So since we're going with origin themes, then you'll choose from those theme books to put on your character sheet. The hero card is really just the details about your character. So that's kind of like the top part of your character sheet up there with name. You ignore mythos and logos. If you put stuff in there, it's going to add even more stuff to the name of your character sheet. You can put a short description if you want. That doesn't show up anywhere except on your character sheet. That's just fine. And then the bio section is where you can kind of put your backstory and stuff like that. So that would be like the hero card. So you can use that and those sections. In the bio section, do you know where that is? Did you find it on your sheet? It's got a description, a biography.
Themes.
Yeah. And so when you mouse over like below description, a little pencil with paper will show up on the top right of that area, that section. And you click on it, lets you edit, and just make sure you hit the save button before you click anywhere else, just to make sure it saves. It usually saves, but sometimes it doesn't, and that's horrible when it doesn't. So I recommend strongly that when you're done typing in the description or biography section that you hit the save button. This just saves it to your character sheet. It's all good. And to make any edits to your sheet, you have to be in edit mode. So the top right of your sheet has a lock inside of a green area. That's unlocked, and that's in edit mode. When you lock that sheet, it puts it into play mode, and so there's no editing going on except for what you do with your tags and stuff, and you can roles work that way. So you got some experience with that last week. So under the tags and themes section, you're just going to begin by adding a theme. And if you click add theme, that's not going to be, it'll give you a blank theme page to fill in yourself. You probably don't want to do that. You want to go over to the items in the right-hand sidebar and find the origin themes and grab one of those. Now, if you like the theme kits, these are pre-answered themes. So if you look inside of the theme kits, there is a folder for circumstance. There are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 themes under circumstance, and they all represent different circumstances or aspects of that. And you can't ignore Relic of the Empire. I'm going to delete that as a matter of fact. We don't need that. That was so that Mark had a way to kind of customize his character a little bit. I threw at him a character and I said, here are the theme kits, pick your tags that you want. And he did.
Just
so
for a clarification, it's Mike, right?
Oh, Mike, it is Mike. Dang it. Why didn't you say something? Sorry about
I
that.
was hoping he would. I didn't want to like talk over him. I'm like, I think
No.
you're saying
Sorry,
Mike.
it's my bad.
Totally right. Yeah, no, if I get something, don't hesitate to call me out on anything. It's in game, out of game, your name, my name. If I get
Just
my name
don't
wrong.
call you late for dinner, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry about that. You're just all new around here to these parts, and my brain fog is real. All right. So like if you want to go for alderperson, that's like the mayor of a town. You could drag that out there, and you're now the mayor of a town. Good luck. Good job. You made it. You got voted in. Or you could be into that. So, but if you do that, then the answers are already done for you, and you're just going to pick from them. The question and the answers are all filled in that match this kind of kit. And so you could do that with any of these kits. Under devotion, you can be an ailing wise elder. We know about those crotchety old guys. You could work on becoming a knight, and that would be your theme is become a knight, and that's your devotion. You could be your devotion is to our village. So they're all theme kits where they've already answered all of the questions. You're welcome to drag one of those onto your sheet instead of the theme book, which has blanks to fill in. You can go either way. So if you like the theme kit the way it is, go for it. Like the trait theme kit has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got a lot. So I'm going to try to get rid of the ones that I made just for Mike. I can get it right. It's possible. Omni Labor Engineer. Yep, delete. That way you don't get those theme kits by accident.
Okay, I'm feeling a little silly here, but if
Oh,
I
ask
go
away.
open up my character and then I go over to the items tab and I click on that for the origin theme book, my character disappears. Is there a way to keep them on the screen so that I could open things up and move them over?
Yes. Well, I don't understand why your character sheet is disappearing.
Because it's hiding behind many layers, which would be very annoying. That's why. Got it.
Why do you?
Don't bother. Like I said, silly.
Oh, did you pop out your character sheet?
I must have earlier. Yeah.
That's what it. Then it went behind the whole VTT, and that's why you couldn't find it.
That's
Yeah.
annoying.
Okay,
Okay.
there you go. If you have
Well,
two
you can
monitors,
always
pop out
click,
is awesome.
You can probably just click on the actors again and click your name again.
Oh yeah, to bring it back up. I was just flipping
yeah.
between the two of them, and I wanted them both at the same time. So now I see them because
When
one
it
was hiding
comes,
behind the other one.
yeah, and when it comes to dragging and dropping onto your character sheet, you probably shouldn't pop it out. That might make it difficult for you to drag and drop because now it's in a different window.
Oh.
So I'm not
okay.
sure a drag and drop will actually work.
Good. Thanks.
You're welcome to try it, but I just don't think it'll work. All right. So
So if I wanted to play a consecrated cavalier, I could just drag the devotion over into the
yeah.
first card, and
Yep.
that's the extent of it.
Nope. Almost though. Go ahead, try it.
Okay, and from the devotion, let me just do that.
I can see what you're doing when you do it, so your
Drag.
character sheet will update for me as well.
I've
When
got a
you've done it.
main theme and an extra. I'm being given
Yeah,
an
choose
option.
main theme. Everything is a main theme.
Okay, and confirm.
All right, so now you've got a devotion thing. And do you have a little up arrow flashing at the top left of your devotion? Or is that only for me?
Only for you, sir.
All right. So then what you do is there's a lightning bolt, and
Yes.
that will ask you to pick your first one. So when you click the lightning bolt, it's going to pop up A through J, and you're going to choose A because that's always what you do is A first. So
Okay.
one of your themes is picked. And why does it say unnamed tag? That's weird. For me, it does.
It always starts as an unnamed tag. You then just fill in the title, or you change it to what you want it to
What?
be.
Oh, you didn't. You just dragged the devotion theme
Yes,
book. You didn't. You didn't
yeah, I
drag
just
the.
dragged it. Is that wrong?
No, that's fine if you want to fill out the devotion theme book
No, I don't
yourself.
want to. I want to go to the,
But
the
you wanted the
easier route.
Cavalier one, right? Okay.
Yes.
So then underneath where it says unnamed tag, yeah, you found the trash can. Good job. All right. So now in the devotion, you're going to grab which one? Wait, where is that? Cavalier? There is no theme kit for that. Is there a theme kit for the Cavalier one you wanted?
Not that I'm seeing here. That's what I was saying. I
Is
was
it
wondering
in?
if it would be either
Is it
built
in?
out.
Is it in the book somewhere?
Yeah.
Oh, it must be an adventure level
Ah.
Oh.
because I haven't finished all
Oh.
those yet.
Oh. Okay.
Let's see. Let me look. You can still use the book. Do you have the book handy? You can certainly do it. I just haven't done the theme kit yet. I could do the
But
theme kit while we're talking, and you can
the
add it.
right? Does the adventure means that that's not part of the origin that we all agreed to? That's a different
Correct.
level.
Yep, that's a up.
No.
That's a
Yes.
level of might more.
What about the night? I mean, I'd have to look it over to make sure that I stuck in the right pool and didn't go anywhere else where I wasn't supposed to.
So become a knight is a devotion theme, so that's fine.
Okay.
And that one is done. It will work.
Okay, and I can grab that. How
Yeah.
do I pull that over then?
You do the same thing. You just drag the one that says become a knight onto your character sheet. It's basically just like a theme book, but it has all the answers filled out already.
Okay, and where do I see become a knight here?
Oh, under Origin theme books, and then open theme kits, and then open the devotion folder.
Origin
These are
theme
all the
book.
different ways that the devotion theme has been filled out.
Okay, so origin theme books, the devotion. Open that, and I see devotion, local name, allow override power tag weaknesses and improvements.
What? Oh, no, look in theme kits folder.
And that's under the items because I
Origin.
only have origin theme book and theme book.
So you have what?
Origin theme books and adventure theme books.
Correct. So click on the Origin theme books. It will expand. You will see a bunch of leaves, right?
Correct.
But
Circumstance,
above,
devotion, past,
yep, but
people.
above the leaves, you have a folder that says, maybe you don't. Does it say theme kits?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, that's why. So let me change this one. I guess I have to do it every single folder. It doesn't subfolders don't inherit the parent's permission. Well, there you go. All right. So now I have to do it to all these other folders. Stand by.
No
Configure
problem.
owner.
I was glad because I felt like I was missing something in translation. I'm like, I'm
Well,
doing what you're saying.
you kind of are. Server. Past. So you should see these popping up. Do you see them?
Yeah, I see devotion now.
Okay. So
And
now
I do see
expand.
become a knight.
Good. And so now drag that onto your character sheet.
And make that a main.
There you go. Now when you click the lightning bolt, you'll just choose A, which is already filled out for you.
Now I'm
And there you go.
following you. That's why I
There
wasn't
you go.
driving before. Okay.
Yep. And now when you click the lightning bolt underneath become a knight, it will let you add a second tag and choose whichever one you like off the list. That'll be your second tag. Then choose the anchor, and that will let you choose a weakness tag that's from that theme kit. And then you're basically done. There's a little bit of housekeeping we do that looks like it needs to be done because this is set for like City of Mist level of theme tags. So we will undo defend the wheat. Like it. All right. So Smacky, your character's name is going to be Chewbacca.
Yes.
All right. So have you thought about what kind of character this is going to be? You want to tell us what comes to mind so far?
I was thinking about maybe doing some kind of spy or a person who collects information, but whose story arc comes around to him trying to get involved to save people in need.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So is there, if you go over to the items tab and look under origin theme books, is there one of those that sounds like it might fit? So one could be skill or trade, might be your stealthy skills. If there's one of your traits that stands out, like for example, if we use, you know how to play D&D, you're skilled in that, right? So,
Okay.
so I mean, if you wanted to think like I'm a very dexterity oriented character, right? A trait could be, stealth, basically. So you could choose that, or if you want, you could look under the theme kits and see if any of those theme kits make sense for your character. So, like under trait, for example, acrobatic agility might be something that makes sense for your character. So you could drag that onto your character sheet and choose pre-made tags from that. Under skill or trade, there's a theme kit already for a skirmisher, but also sleight of hand. So it depends on if you're going to be like a pickpocket kind of character or someone who does some trickery with misdirection or something. I think the sleight of hand covers that kind of thing. Skirmisher has some interesting tags in it for someone.
More of like an infiltrator.
Okay,
Just
so
kind
if
of
you don't,
nobody sidles into places where people don't
Yep.
expect him to get to. Things like that.
Yeah. Okay, well then you can also just grab the theme itself, not a theme kit, and drag the theme over on your character sheet and start answering questions. You really only have to answer 2 questions, A and one other. And then you'll answer the other questions as your character grows.
So
It'll
the
present
theme
you
would be
again.
origin theme.
Under origin level, yeah. So it's all the ones with the green leaf. All of those are origin themes. So do you know where I'm talking about under items?
Yeah. I know where the kids are. Yeah.
Perfect.
Um,
Okay.
my understanding is that we had 2 power tags besides the title.
I think the rules just say 1, so that's what I was. In the end, I don't care if you guys all want to vote that you would like to have 2 tags per. I'm cool with that.
I think in the book it doesn't count the title as a power tag.
All right. Might, let me do tags. So, your hero's tag. Then you have backpack.
Like in the old character sheets. It had like 3 burnable things on your theme.
Yeah, that's right. And I thought it was interesting they departed from that, is what I caught. So let's see. Your tags, especially the title of each theme, should match the might of their theme. That's fine. What else? Let me read. Maybe it's the next page. Your quest should be clear. It stood out to me because I'm like, oh, that's fewer tags than before. Maybe that's just to help promote the growth kind of concept. That's what went through my mind as I was reading. It stood out to me. And you only get 1 story tag in your backpack, which is also weird, right?
That is weird.
I think Mike got the reference in the book that explains it.
Yeah, sorry, I dropped it in the hero creation chat tab thing.
Your hero's 4 main tags are also called themes, and they have other tags attached to them to provide more detail. The last tag, see, hmm. 2 more of your choices. 1 weakness tag. So that's 4 total, right? You're saying 3 power tags and 1 weakness tag, because that is like all the other game systems.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
understood. I think I think
Okay.
it was just that they worded it so it wasn't clear that there was the theme at top and then 2 additional power tags. I think it was
Right.
kind of vague language.
Choose 4 theme types.
The other scape is the same way.
Yeah.
You have the name
So,
group
all right.
tag, which
So,
is the tag, and then 2 tags below it. And
yep.
then
So
the
A becomes the title of your theme, and then you get 2 more power tags and then a weakness tag. All right. There you go. Now, if when you're adding themes, I don't know what causes it yet, but sometimes it'll say that the theme you're adding is a nascent theme. And that is a thing in City of Mist, for example, where when you crack or fade a theme and you put a new theme in, it is nascent. and that means it gets only one tag, and then you build it up from there. So if that happens, I'll look at your sheet with you, and I'll just boost it up. You just have to fiddle with what goes on in the background, and I'll show you where that happens. You have total control over your characters and your character sheets and all that kind of stuff. There's nothing that I would do that is something you can't do, really, per se, except add pictures. I'll do that for you. Oh, wait. Jared, you have another picture? All right.
Did we agree on 2 tags or 1?
There should be a title tag, that's your A, and then 2
Mhm.
more. So you have
Oh,
a
then
total
2
of
more.
4. You have a total of
Gotcha.
4 tags. One of them is a weakness tag. That's really what they should say. A total of 4 tags. One's the title, one is the weakness, and 2 other power tags. They don't really do that. You're right. That isn't written. It's kind of buried in the paragraph too. You must choose the A in bold for each theme book, and then 2 more of your choice. And then it doesn't say, and then 1 weakness tag. It just says 1 weakness tag and 1 quest. So I want your quests to be good because I'm going to milk them. That's the main area where I'm going to try to integrate your character into the whole deal. Is that last, Jared, that night, is that the one you want me to put in for your character?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep it this way for now. The consecrated cavalier, I'll just have to adjust, and maybe at another point cross over into something like that. But for now, just to keep things flowing with what we've got here today, I'm working with the knight.
What is the
So if you
question?
want to slap that photo up there, that'd be great. Kisa.
Okay. Now, did you have a question, Chewbacca?
What was quest?
Quest is where it says on the sheet motivation, because there isn't a quest in the system yet. But a quest is your overall goal, and this is how you're going to determine whether your character is really evolving or devolving, like abandoning. So if you abandon your quest, like you have a chance to advance your quest, but you feel like you gave up a little bit on it in favor of something else, then you would kind of mark abandon on your sheet. And when you reach 3 abandon, your theme goes away and gets replaced by a different theme. If, however, you make significant progress towards your goal, then you get to mark, what the hell is it called? Not growth, the other thing, experience. And when you reach 3 experience, you get to evolve your theme to another theme that in the next category up. So you will then go from an origin theme to a adventuring theme and put that on your character sheet instead. So that's how you evolve and like level up, so to speak, is by accomplishing your quest. So your quest needs to be big enough that it's not done in one shot, but not so big that you may never get there, kind of thing. You want to really make strides toward accomplishing it. It doesn't have to. Your quest could be a lifelong quest, but then the quest would kind of continue through themes, I guess. Every theme you improve to or you evolve to would then have a similar quest, which is fine. But just make sure, I think, to make it so that that when this quest is really accomplished, like I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer, I made it, and then you get a new quest, or you evolve your quest also to the next big thing, right? That you're looking to accomplish. So there are samples of quests on each theme book, like ideas for the kinds of quests you might get. So that's a resource you may want to tap into.
All right.
Ashern has been a busy bee.
Yep. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Question: the sword that the marshal acquired in the earlier travels, the shiny one, does he still keep it, or are we starting scratch? Nobody gets anything.
I guess it's up to you.
I'd like it, since I
All
am
right.
keeping his origin, his earlier travels. It only makes sense that he keeps
Ultimately,
it.
ultimately, you're going to decide what that sword does.
True.
Might be able to turn it into a relic eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
Or you could burn it to live another day.
I was in that pit and I didn't burn it.
The broken sword of
all my
Isildur.
friends are like, burn it. I wouldn't die. So you guys have to realize this character is actually fashioned after an old friend of mine who passed away, and he was an avid D&D player, and he died very young. His character would rather die than relinquish blade. So I'm trying to honor him. He was much more militant and harsher than I am, but suffice it to say that he still lives on.
I like it.
All right. So what's Chewbacca's first theme going to be? I see a blank character sheet. Let me nudge you into getting one theme onto that sheet. What do you say, Smacky? Tough
I was
decision.
thinking maybe using past.
Okay. So you got a history. Now, history is an important part of your character. All right. Sounds good to me. So if you just, by the way, if you just click on the theme book instead of dragging it over to your sheet, you'll see the theme book sheet filled out, right? And you'll see all the questions. You can kind of preview the questions, the weaknesses, the improvements, and put the quest ideas in whatever this text box is that's near the top. So they're all the theme books that I did are like that. So you're going to hit the on
Back last time.
what's that?
Did we use stop holding back last time?
No, that's a City of Mist move. So we don't. It doesn't work. I don't know why it's there because it's like a different category, but it doesn't have a move with it. Stop holding back is a game changer. Like I don't mean that like it's really cool. I mean like it is literally a game changer. It's almost like a wish spell. You do something your character cannot do that you know of, that you didn't know the character could do this, and you do it. And then that changes things. And if you succeed and you stop holding back, your character evolves right then and there because you just did a brand new cool thing, and your character will advance because of that. If you fail that roll, your character loses a part of it, and that you're betting your themes, right? I'm going to bet my theme that I can do this thing that I've never done before, and so if you succeed, then good. But the role, you don't get to choose power tags. It uses that balance of mythos and logos as your pluses and minuses. So it's really interesting. But anyway, that's City of Mist. So very clever game system. I really like it, but I like the mechanics here better. So I think eventually someday they'll come out with a City of Mist 2.0 that has Mist Engine like stuff, but because it just makes City of Mist feel like this is version 1. But they're good rules, and there's only a couple of places I get hung up on in the rules of just running games. So okay, so you got a past. Now what you do, Lord Smacky, is you click the lightning bolt underneath past, and it will pop up a box that gives you all the questions. And you choose which question you want to answer, and then it'll pop up another box for you to fill in the name of the tag, which will be the name of. So you're going to choose A first and answer that question. Are you following? Do you know what I mean?
You have to answer all the questions, or you only get
Nope,
to answer
just one. You only have to answer one, and then that'll become the title of your theme. So pick something cool, and then you'll do it 2 more times, and as you pick them, you will fill in your other themes, and then you'll click the anchor. The anchor represents something that's weighing you down, your weakness theme, and so you'll answer one of the 4 questions, or I think that's 4, A, B, C, D. Answer one of the 4 questions for weakness themes. Okay, I'll come back to you in a minute. Let's look at the other characters. All right, so Ashrin is good. Need goals for your themes. We have
Yeah,
one
that's
goal.
what I'm working on right now.
And then a good bio or description. You can, if you're going to do something on World Anvil, I have to give you an invite to do it, and you can create a character in the world. And if you want to fill out there, that's great too. That's even better than here. Here's just, blocks of text you can type. But World Anvil, it's very detailed. You can get as detailed as you like, skip over questions you don't know an answer for yet, or don't want to answer, or you don't feel it's applicable. But it looks like the rest of your character is on par, like looking good. You see all the tags in the right places. I like it. All right.
Thank you.
The next character. Am I missing someone? Chewbacca, Maya, and Marshall. Where's Ashrin, Chewbacca, Maya, and Marshall? We only have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we're right. Okay. For some reason in my brain, I was counting like 5 of you. So that's weird. All right, Maya. Maya's got a bunch of tags in there. Maya's got some goals down. Excellent. Uh-huh. So it looks like you use theme kits. That's perfect. I like it.
Yeah, I was trying to create something independently for skill or trade, and then I was like, wait, this is exactly what I want, so I'll just take it.
I remember you saying that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's perfectly cool. All right, great. I like it. And bio is empty. That's okay too, but you can fill it in if you want.
Okay.
Basics. I like it. Everything looks good here. Maya. I like it. Okay, good. So we just need a picture too. We need a picture from everyone. It doesn't have to be now. I'm just saying. That's still one more thing because we'll use that for your token and all that stuff.
Trying to add that 4th theme, and it pops it in.
Hmm?
Let me just see. Maybe I'm doing something wrong here. Hold on.
Nah,
I want to grab this.
you're probably not.
Theme.
Yeah, so you see how it says nascent underneath all the symbols?
Right.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Choose
So
rough.
yeah, so now what I have to do is I'm going to flip your card around, and I'm just going to give you some experience, which is growth, 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 growth. All right, and then I'm going to do flip you back around, and now you can go ahead and add your second tag.
Okay.
It looks like you can still add another tag. So again, underneath gruff is another lightning bolt. Click that and pick your third tag. There you go. Okay, you did the anchor. That's good. Your weakness tag. You have one more power tag you can do.
Oh, yes, you're right.
These all look like City of Mist characters now with the right same amount of tags and stuff. So that's good.
Not that one. There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Excellent. That looks great. So you just need your goals now, or your quests, I mean, and
And where
you
do I
just click.
enter in the question?
You just
The quest?
you just
Sorry.
click. You just click underneath motivation, and a box will appear, and you see where you can type it in.
Oh, okay. Just click under there, and this would be a question in the form of a
Quest.
question.
No, not necessarily. It's a quest.
Oh, a
So
quest.
yeah. So this is what is your quest? So one of those should be to seek the Holy Grail. No, I'm kidding. Oh,
Let's
nice.
see.
That almost looks like Vex, doesn't it? Copy image. That's what that makes me think of. Is that right? Is that what that is?
I'm sorry.
Maya? The
Yeah.
picture looks a little bit like Vex, I think. I'm not a big critter, but
I don't know.
Critical Role.
I don't know what at all, to be honest. So.
Gotcha. No,
Yeah.
I'm like, huh. Totally cool if that's inspiring for your character. There's like zero judgment on my part, except when it comes to this might be a problem for the campaign. Like you chose a character that is kind of contrary or something like that. Then I kind of I'm like, look, let's look at this a different way. All right. So now you did not choose a people theme. So the fact that your character has pointy ears is not an important part of your
No,
character.
that is just an artist interpretation. That is actually
Gotcha.
um I erred when I gave them the impression that this was an elf character, but it is not.
Gotcha. I'm cool with that too. It's fine.
Or
Yep.
maybe, they have elf blood and they just don't know.
Maybe it'll be important later, and then when you add that, right? Because there's in the might area, there is an uncanny something.
Yeah.
Uncanny being.
Yeah.
So you could then maybe evolve into this Fey person, right? Who knows? It could happen. It's up to you. Where your character goes, totally up to you. I may nudge you this direction or that with the main plot, and if you like it, then go with it. If you don't like it, you're like, I'm going to do my own thing, and then that's the way it goes. I'm totally good with all that. So this is going to be an interesting foray into this whole game system that I'm looking forward to. All right. People, magic, circumstance, person. Looks good. Should get your quests in there. Good deal. All right. The shade. going to give you a hard time about broad tags. I'm just going to remove that for now. So a broad tag, I'm sure there'll be more clarification and rules to come, but in the other systems, City of Mist in particular, I don't have a lot of experience with Otherscape. I have the rules and I've read through some of them, but I don't have experience running it. But a broad tag is a tag that is generally speaking used to create other tags. But it is a tag that is useful in many, many, many situations. While the rest of your story tags, your power tags, may have some limited application, right? They may not be useful in some areas, and they should be not useful in some areas. A tag that is useful in every situation really is more powerful than a tag that is useful in specific situations. So that's where the term broad tag comes from. A tag that's really useful in most situations is a broad tag. And you're really limited on the number of broad tags that you can have. I don't know what this game system is, but in City of Mist, pretty much one tag can be broad until you evolve, and one of your theme improvements could be allowing you to add a second broad tag kind of thing. Most of the time, again, like a broad tag would be like sorcery, right? And what does that mean? Well, it means anything. Anytime I want to cast a spell, I'm using sorcery. Okay. But then you're using that tag to create other tags. So if you're trying to summon a method demon, then you roll with the tags that you've got, and let's say you get power of 3, and what you do is you create 3 tags. One is method teeth, flying, and can be invisible. And there's your 3 tags that describe the summoned creature that you summoned, right? And now those 3 tags hang out so long as the method remains summoned. That's how you would use a broad tag to create more tags for you that are helpful. So then you just say your method is attacking with you and what their part is in it. And then you can add those tags, like the claws, if he's using his claws, or if he's flying, use the flying, you know what I mean? So you're using the tags that are applicable to whatever your summoned creature is doing as part of your action, or as part of their own action. All right, how are you doing on those tags, Chewbacca?
Getting almost done with the first one.
Cool. Oh yeah, you don't have to fill out. I see you're being very thorough, and I absolutely love that. I think I've said that in one of my recorded videos when I went through this. I love the detail. I think it's great, and I think you should all use it. I'm not requiring you to do it right now, but it really helps you to think about in what situations is this tag useful? When is it not so useful? And are there absolutely any time that I can't use this tag? Yeah, I'm going to uncheck that broad tag again. You can leave that unchecked for now, okay?
Okay.
Cool. Put in as much detail as you want, but tonight we want to get our characters kind of put together so you can fill in some of that detail later. Somebody's working on the fellowship theme. Who's doing that? Maya deleted a bow theme. Oh my.
Yeah, I accidentally gave myself too much attention or XP or whatever we're calling it, so I'm remaking it so it doesn't look like just add another tag.
You can totally adjust that by just doing minus, minus, minus as well, right?
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to delete the whole thing. Sorry. I would have told you that before you put it in.
My bad. Okay.
Okay.
I'll screw it up.
Yeah, because it's a nascent thing, so now you have to add attention. But all you have to do is do one, and
Do
it'll
my
fill in the rest of the
motivations
thing.
look good to you, or do they
Nope.
need refinement?
They all suck. Let me go look. Hold on. I haven't looked. All right, Marshall Jared. Let's see. Join the Peace Corps. I like it. So if we look at devotion theme, I want to get a feel for a simple statement of your devotion and what you feel toward them. Something you hope to gain by your devotion, peace through arms. The one thing you cling to that makes all this sacrifice worthwhile. So, peace through arms. Is that more like a swing first, ask questions later kind of thing?
Speak softly, but carry a big stick.
Not necessarily swing a big stick.
Not necessarily, but if it comes to that, got to do what you got to do. Some people won't see the light until you put it around their head.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, who's your childhood sweetheart?
Martha.
Oh, Martha. Of course. How could I forget?
Why did you say that name?
Probably subconsciously it's stuck in there, dude.
Yeah.
You said you just brought it up. Martha. That's my mother's name too.
So what are you seeing as the quest? Every old war dog has his day. You want to have your day?
He's a warrior. There'll be a day.
Okay.
Every warrior knows there's one.
Is that the day that he put his helmet on a
Maybe
stick at
it's
the top of his grave?
Yep. Maybe it's the day you turn the tide. Maybe the sacrifice makes the difference. Who knows? Maybe that Hail Mary pays off.
It is a good day to die.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. That sounds good. And none of this is etched in stone. If you're like, I really need a different quest. I don't see this. I didn't pick well. Totally cool.
But they also
Let's talk.
evolve, right? Isn't that the whole beauty of the system? Is that you're
Yeah.
really organic fluid evolving?
Yeah, but if you really picked wrong and you think, oh, this would make a much better quest for my character, then we totally can work with that, right? I'll work with you and we'll get your character changed. In other words, I don't want you to feel like you're stuck with what you're doing today. It's the first day. So if we're 25 adventures in and you want to change something that's been around the whole time, well, come on, right? You've had this a long time. You've had a lot of, but if it's like you have 3 days to cancel this transaction, you have a return policy. You can go ahead and say, you know what, this was not a good theme. I think I'd really like to have this theme instead. We can work with that. Okay, totally fine.
You've always seemed reasonable. I never really doubted that you wouldn't make such an offer. It's just that just to get something on paper so that we're good to start, and
Yep.
we'll flesh it out as we go along.
Yeah, and so in some cases, you may decide not to choose a tag because you want to play a little bit and see how your character shakes out in your mind after playing it and role playing with the others. And then you be like, see, this is a good tag. I'm going to pick this one, right? If I answer the question this way now, it makes sense. So you can totally do that too. It's up to you guys. All right. So I think.
How do I add things to my backpack?
That's easy. There is a tag icon right next to the word backpack. Kind of tricky to put your mouse arrow right on it, put your finger right on it, but you'll get it, and then you click it, and then every tag you create will come up. And then checking the box in front of it means you have it available. So when you get more things in your backpack than 3, you'll need to choose which 3 you have handy. What was your
Do we
question?
start with stuff in our backpack?
One item.
One item? Okay.
And so you can look through the general store on page 124 of the rules to pick out your first backpack tag. Could be armor, it could be some other item.
One thing I was considering, I know like magic systems in this, can be very different depending on how you create them and everything. Was possibly having it to where I create spells as like burnable items.
Yep.
So I first make a check to craft the spell, and then after that I can, on another action, burn the spell, and that simulates like doing all the incantation beforehand and everything like that. Would I be able to just throw those in the backpack?
No, those would be story tags that you create.
Story tags? Okay.
And when you say burn, what do you mean by that?
Like actually like burn, like the tags go away for like one time use.
Yes, because the game has a mechanic called burn, which gives you a +3, but you can't do that on a temporary tag, which is what you're creating.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that was clear, so that you didn't have a certain expectation, and then in the middle of a fight, you're like, "But I'm supposed to get +3." I'm like, not on that tag. So the idea behind getting the +3 is you're burning a tag that you don't get to use anymore until you unburn it through some other healing-like action, right?
Right.
A recovery-like action that you then get that tag back again. Becomes unavailable to you. All right, now stop clicking stars on everything. What are you doing? I'm watching you make your character, Smacky. What you up to?
You mean?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm making another tag.
Bonus tags. Why are they doing bonus? Oh, because...
Oh, did he have a nascent?
We get 2 tags per theme?
You do, but there's something weird going on with these. They're not bonus tags. You clicked the star instead of the bolt, lightning bolt, to make these tags.
Oh, well, that's your added tags.
Nope, the lightning bolt. So the star is a thing that's, again, in City of Mist. I don't know if it's in Otherscape, but it's called a bonus tag. And it's a tag you get because you take a second weakness. You can get a bonus tag. So I would recreate those without them being bonus tags. Just use the lightning bolt, and it will let you create 2 more tags with the lightning bolt. You can even click.
Oh. Okay.
You can even click them now and then fill them out later. Like fill them out after you click them all. So.
How many items in the backpack?
Oh, now what happened?
1 for now.
Your Elias the Shade became a second tag instead of the top one, which is a name tag, D. What is going on your thing? I don't even know. All right. I have no idea what you're doing. Do you want me to help you get set up?
Sure.
Do you need some help? Okay. I'm going to delete your tags. And then I'm going to click the lightning bolt. I'm going to choose A. What past event or existence has shaped your life? And then I'm going to close that, and I'm going to click the next 2 tags and do the same thing. What question did you want to answer? I think D was one of them. What memento do you still hold on to?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to hit D, and I'm going to confirm, and then I'm going to close that tag. And then what was the third question you wanted to answer? Do you remember the letter of that?
Right, being hunted. I don't know if it was one of the lists, but that's what I was going to type in.
What major lesson did you learn from your past? What clothing or equipment have you kept with you? What person or people from your past can you still call upon? What situation from your past are you skilled at dealing with? Is that maybe
It's
that fits your
not
being
safe.
hunted? What reputation have you earned for yourself locally? What secret skill or technique did you pick up? What quality of character have you developed from your experiences? What particular
Secret
culture?
skill or technique.
All right, H. All right, so I have hit all three of those. Now your weakness tag. What ugly secret do you keep connected to your past? What person or group from your past is still out to get you? What past situation?
Let's go with secret.
What ugly secret do you have? Okay, very good. All right, so now what you do is you just click on these unnamed tags. So start at the very top and click the word unnamed tag. It'll pop up and you'll see the question right below the name of the tag. So just change the name of the tag from unnamed tag to your answer. So that's your Elias the Shade, right? And then you don't have to fill in the rest just yet. You can come back and do that anytime by just clicking on your tag when you're in edit mode and filling in details. You can certainly do that. I'd like to see you start getting your other themes filled in though, and not get hung up on one theme. I had one City of Mist player that was so thorough. He was that way with his D&D character, and he was in my D&D campaign, and he had a 24-page Word document of all of the characters' past, his family, what were the constellation he was born under. I mean, he had all kinds of stuff. He'd make World Anvil look like kindergarten work. And I'm like, holy crap. And he took forever on each theme because he wanted to get all of it. I'm like, dude, it's okay. You can come back and fill this in. It'll be there. You won't.
I thought it was what you wanted. I can just throw it.
I
there.
do. Let me clarify. I do want you to do that. I love to see the details in there. It will help us during the game. It'll help me at least to kind of get a real grasp of what your thoughts are about what are the best ways you're going to use this tag, in what ways is it not useful, and what are your restrictions, et cetera, et cetera. I love seeing that stuff. It's all extra, not in the rules. It's not even in City of Mist. It's just extra that this developer that made this thing put it all in there, and I like it. Not required, but it will help us to not have to waste time negotiating whether this tag can be used in this move or not, because I have a different impression of what that tag is supposed to do than you do, and I don't like your version of it. You know what I mean? This is going to help us hammer all that out ahead of time so that we don't have to haggle later. But for now, you can just put the names of the tags in and move on, and you can come back and fill those in later. I want you to get the skeleton of your character put together. Right. What was the next?
How do you remove something from the backpack? I seem to be clicking and adding things, and I'm just trying to delete them, and it's not bleeping out at me.
So I'll tell you. Let me pull up your character sheet. Marshall. Well, you have a whole bunch of shit in there, don't you?
Yeah, just with the sword. Since we're starting off with one, that's all I want to keep, and everything else can go.
Oh, your sheet is locked. So if you go to the top right corner and you change that purple lock to a green unlock, look, there's trash cans next to everything. There you go.
Awesome. Thank you.
My pleasure. Now there's something clever I hadn't thought of. You can make a backpack tag a weakness tag. I hadn't thought of that.
How do you see that working conceptually?
You're carrying heavy stones.
A lodestone, for example. That's a simple one. A cursed item. This is a voodoo charm that brings you bad luck. I may throw it in, and they go, oh no, your charm, you hear it go wum, 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 wum in your backpack, and you miss, right? Or you have these horrible consequences that are coming down on you right now. I love that idea. I hadn't thought of that. It makes it a weakness tag where I can put it as a minus to any roll. I love it. Anytime I can put a minus to your roll, I love it. What can I say? How did you get it indented, though? That's what I don't understand. What did you do there?
For the red marshal, he actually had armor. So how does armor reflect going forward? It's not listed here in anything. Is it just something he's wearing,
Yeah.
or
So what?
it doesn't really count
Sure.
as a tag?
Correct. So the things you have listed here as tags are things that are important about your character. So if you don't have it as a tag and it can't be used to bolster a role, it's not important. So you have armor, but it's just not a thing, right? It's not like, sure, everybody has armor, but you
Gotcha.
can't use it. You can't use it to mitigate. It's not that kind of armor. You're going to be mitigating by doing something
A
else.
battered shield.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So you've made that a
Got it.
thing. You have the shield is something important about your character. So that's something to write about. Like, why is that shield important to your character? It's not that it's Captain America's vibranium shield. It has some other meaning to you. Or it's always been there. You've always been able to find it again after a battle. It's always, it's taken a beating, but you keep undenting it because it has marks on it to tell you stories. Whatever, right? So that is,
Right.
yeah, that's what makes that important. And it becomes then part of your narrative when you fight. That shield can be important and why. So I love that this is all like this because if you make it a tag, it's now an important story element in some fashion. Okay, I love that. And you could have other things, but they're just no longer really that important to the story. All right, so we need to go to fellowship creation. I think you all are pretty close to. I really like these tropes too. I'm going to get those set up as well because they're cool. Like, I want to play a dashing swashbuckler, and it tells you, okay, you have the personality, trait, and prodigious abilities themes, and you're going to use the jovial disposition personality theme kit, and so forth. And then it goes, now that's your 3. Now choose one you want. Do you want the fugitive theme kit? Do you want the friend I just met theme kit? Or would you like the sleight of hand theme kit? What suits your version of your dashing swashbuckler? I love that. Character in 5 minutes, and it's really cool. Yeah, definitely like this. I just have to figure out how to get people out of the menu system, right? Of here are your menu items, place your order, please, and that's your character. All right, way down at the end of the themes, I think is the. Where's the. Anyone have the rules handy that has a. Well, the bookmarks aren't very helpful. The fellowship, there it is. All right, so page 130 is the fellowship theme kit, our theme. There are some fellowship
There's
theme
one already
kit.
on the character sheets.
Correct. That is the fellowship theme, and it's just a blank theme. And it just has just a blank theme. So I did not create theme kits yet for this. I can if you would like to choose one of these theme kits as your origin fellowship theme. There are 3 to choose from if you want one of those theme kits. Itinerant sellswords, protectors against the dark, or tavern buddies. So if any of those 3 match the way you see your group coming together and being together, then we can take a shortcut and choose one of those, and you guys can fight over which 2 extra themes you want and which weakness theme you want. we'll throw a knife out in the middle of the room. Last man standing wins. Otherwise, we can literally go through a brand new fellowship theme and you fill in what you want, right? You guys can then talk about who are you as a group and then come up with your own theme name for it. That becomes your fellowship theme, like the top tag. So really up to you guys how you want to proceed with your fellowship theme. What are you comfortable with?
What page was that again?
132 is the 130 is the theme book. And there kind of some instructions ahead of that on 130. So the idea behind this fellowship, it is a theme that you all have in common and you all can use. All of the tags on the theme kit are what are called crispy tags. Crispy tags just means they're temporary. Well, no. Crispy tags means that when you use it, it burns. It's still there, but a use burns it. So you can't burn it for +3. It becomes unavailable until you reset your fellowship theme. And that usually comes with camping or taking a sojourn, a little walk here or there to kind of work it out with your characters, and you can agree to unburn things and so forth, right? So there's kind of this, there will be a theme move, I think, when the rules are released. I expect to see something like that will have rules for how to deal with your fellowship theme, right? And how to get your burn tags back again by doing some kind of a recovery action, right? Just like you would recover your own burn tags, but these theme tags are easier to unburn to get back. Usually you can choose to get one back at the end of the session. And that will work because you'll get it back at the end of the session. So if you burn 3 of the tags, like all 3, you'll get one back. And then at the end of the next session, you'll get another one back, unless you burn it too, and then you get one back, that kind of thing. You feel better? Oh, good.
Do you guys see a theme kit on that page that you're interested in? 133?
Not exactly. I was thinking
So-
maybe something like Unlikely Heroes or something like that.
Yeah, let's talk
All
a
for
little
one-
bit.
All for one and one for all.
Let's take a second here to give your background about your character, and I think that will help give other people
Yeah.
starting point for trying to figure out how does my character fit in with your character, or how do we meet, or how do we end up adventuring together, because they have to figure out how their backstory fits your backstory in some way, right? So why don't we start with that? Smacky, I'm going to put you last. So you have Chewbacca. You have some time. So,
Okay.
So Wes, you're up first.
Okay. So I'll be playing Ashrin. She's a young, very novice green astromancer, which is a new form of magic that hasn't quite made an appearance on the stage. You know, people don't really know about it yet. She's part of an order of mages that study the stars and pull their magic power from the twin northern stars. And they send out all their younger mages out on pilgrimages to go out and search for magic of the old ways and stuff like that, artifacts, those sorts of things, old writings and tomes and scrolls, so that they can try to reverse engineer the magic of the past and use their own magic to kind of copy it. It never copies it directly. It's always kind of a weird simulacrum of the other magics. It always has some astral, otherworldly appearance. Whenever they try to cast fire, it's instead like a twinkling blue mage fire. Uh, Whenever they try to cast like a wind spell or something, it casts aether, green glittering aether instead. But they can still generate kind of the same effects. And so she's out on her pilgrimage, and she's probably only been out on it for a few months or whatever. So she's still new to everything. She's just trying to discover, things about herself, things about the world, um, send back notes and information about the outside world and magic back to the library they have on top of a very, 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 very tall mountain. So she's likely just someone that's passed through the region and bumped into everyone else's characters and possibly got wrapped up in all the stuff going on around the region.
So, what do you think of the idea of maybe a Brigadoon-like situation with your monastery, or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, they're effectively arcane monks.
Yeah. Or maybe like this thing sort of disappears for a period of time and then reappears for a year, and then disappears again for a period of time and reappears for a year. Maybe based on some kind of solar event or stellar event, that it reappears. And so, and for whatever period of time it is. In Brigadoon, it was like, I don't know, it was like 30 days or something like that, or a week. The Brigadoon would show up and be gone for 100 years or something like that. But seems like that might be cool if there was some kind of a stellar event that would bring it back. And like maybe they don't realize that they're gone for that long. It's just another day for them. But, or maybe they do know, oh, these planets have aligned again, or these whatever, in the house of whatever now, and so we're here until that ceases to be the case. So we must do what we must do, or something like that. I'm trying to figure out. So far, what we've dealt with in the campaign is the only magic source at this point has been the old ways, but clearly that does not have to be the only source of magic.
Right.
That is just what is known.
Right, and so this is her the astromancy. Is the way I pictured was it's a new, like an actual new form of magic that no one was able to access until just recently. In fact, no one probably even noticed that there was two twin stars until all of a sudden people started being able to use this magic. A few people obviously at the start, and even the people that are able to cast it now and have created a small organization of fellow astromancers. It's still uncharted territory even for them. They don't understand it. They don't understand what the stars are trying to tell them and stuff, and that's why they diligently study them and built a library on the tallest mountain to get as close as possible to the stars.
Nice. Yeah, I love that whole idea. So that's awesome. I was just seeing if they were interested in this thing that just came to mind about why we've never heard of these people before and stuff. So that'd be cool.
No, they've just been so recluse up to this point.
They just needed more confidence. That's it. They're just shy. All right, cool. So that's that character. Now let's move to Jared. Tell us a little bit more about maybe what the Red Marshal has gone through over the past several months. I imagine as a potential starting point to give you flexibility in meeting up with other people is maybe the Red Marshal might become the heart maybe of the group, the grounding core. I don't know, but you've been traveling. You've left your. You've been seeking out. You've solved the miasma issue in the local area, and now you're traveling. And during your travels, you may meet up with other people. But tell me about what your thoughts are on what the Red Marshal's been doing since they
Right.
stopped the miasma from leaking into that part of the Dale.
Well, that got him some, and the rest of the party get kind of folk hero status, which made its way to the capital, and the capital requested my presence, in which I went there and I gave a report, and it was attested to. So they were very impressed with my character's ability to really resolve that and oversee and help the team to get to the end of the mission. I have a question about how best to handle this. I know it says on their knight and squire, but he'd be a little older, really too old for squiredom, and I don't know if that would merit a banneret knight title on the field if they felt that was a good reward for stopping that from corrupting and even reaching the capital, because they realized that that could have endangered not just the village but everything. Um, what do you feel
Yeah.
comfortable with? How do you want him to handle that theme?
Maybe the Order of the Red Marshals is like Marshal is maybe like the version of constable, and a knight would be almost like a magistrate, right? So maybe it's a rank, not necessarily a standing. So it's not necessarily squire, knight, and then noble, right? But maybe it's more like ranks within whatever this order is, the protectors, the Lord Protectors or something.
Yeah, maybe they're like separate organizations within the same kind of structure. Like you have the, perhaps
like
like
ranks.
Capital has like a military structure, and you have the knights, which perform like a different job than what the marshals do. The
Cavaliers.
marshals are kind of like the sheriffs of the land, but the knights are
exactly.
you're more like crusaders.
Yeah, so you could have marshal, knight. So become a knight means that you aspire to go up from marshal into being a knight, and then as a knight you can become a cavalier. So those guys are what normally horseback, right, or something, right? And then from there, who knows, lord of something, right? Land to become a land baron. Who knows?
Right. So a grizzled old red marshal whose recent adventure in the Tinderbox Miasma quest has garnered him the attention of the capital. His folk hero renown has earned earned him a red marshal entry position with the Lord Protectors. So that's what I'm going to go with as far as what he's been up to. And pretty much you're right. He's been doing things as directed, and he would be running into these folks in travels.
Okay. Yeah, so you're looking to rank up, right? Moving up the order into a more exclusive circle of peers, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. I like it. All right. So then let's go to Maya. Tell us about what Maya is doing, what the backstory there is.
Yeah. So, Maya, so like from a young age, she was trained and gained a lot of experience in like, so like the theme is hinterland tracker, but the idea is sort of like survival skills and tracking and hunting and all those things were taught to her from a early age, and that's something that she's embraced and sort of became known for um, in her village, and over time sort of circled out and sort of like explored more places and helped sort of act as like a woodland guide for people and help them find things and find their way. Um, and it's sort of continually sort of like made her way further out, sort of like exploring, but not totally like cutting ties to home. But she just sort of recently had finally sort of done that and started traveling. because there's another one of her themes is a mark of the Witchwood. So she has this mark that she inherited that connects her to the Witchwood and to magic in that way. And it is something she really does not understand but wants to. Um, so as it's sort of become more prominent and active recently, that sort of was like her final excuse to like jump off the ledge and like actually forge out on her own. Um, and so she's mostly sort of still acting very much in the persona of like a guide or a tracker. So like it's likely that she would have first encountered the other PCs like by offering them passage or being part of a caravan or convoy of some kind that they were part of. And that's still sort of like her public facing. Oh, I'm just out here to help, but she's looking for any way that she can to better understand her magic because it is something that she was just born with and doesn't have any understanding of, but she's very eager to run headlong into horribly bad ideas and danger related to it.
Horribly bad idea. Okay, I like it.
And one thing I'd like to clarify, I guess, about
Yep.
Ashwin, the order and the mountain that she hails from, it's from beyond the Dales.
Yes.
So
She is
that's
a
why the
foreigner to the
Dales
Dale.
don't really know about these people. She's met with suspicion by a lot of the locals.
She has a funny accent.
Yep, and
That-
maybe even
that-
looks a little different.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
I'll figure what that is later.
Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. Orange skinned, maybe. Or who knows? All right. Very good. All right. So Smacky, do you have a backstory about Chewbacca you can tell us? Or do you need some more time?
Sure. As far as since I'm concentrating on my character sheet, the character making my background, I've obviously not heard everybody else's.
Yep.
Yay.
So you might need some more time to flesh some of that out and put tag names in, et cetera, and then come up with your story. But I think you've already talked about it a little bit about you want to be kind of a spy or an infiltrator. Where does this background come from? Why is your character skilled in that way?
Yeah, I was picked up by Lord's assistant. Sorry. Who noticed skills that he had when he was young. That person, that advisor, trained him to become good at observing and remembering the things that other people do, so that the advisor doesn't know what was going on in the area. At some point, got cut off and discovered that the information that he had given had led to a butchery of people, filled with a huge regret and a desire to find some other way to be.
So do you think he's found an organization like it just evokes in my mind something like the Harpers, where there's some kind of this network of generally good spies, right? Good people that are gathering information and trying to figure out where the criminal element is and stop them. Is that kind of what you're heading toward? Am I catching the right vibe?
Well, I didn't choose an organization, but I was having him going around as a mercenary, trying to help people and save lives wherever he could.
So is
he
he
has
like a
also got a
sellsword?
devotion of compassion. Yeah, he's a sellsword. But his devotion is compassion.
Cool. Any
I'm trying to
questions?
get my last.
You're trying to
He's
what? I'm
trying
sorry.
getting his last theme in. I was gonna try and help him in the area as like a foreigner that and he was trying to become a member of this local area. So he's been like being careful and helpful and stuff and not being wild or anything. He always hides his face because he doesn't know if his previous employer is out there looking for him still. He has some secret knowledge that his old masters might be unhappy to know is out there. But the people, the people theme book, all the questions are based on what his people were, and not like I want to join these new people.
Okay, cool. Any questions for him about his character you want to know?
Where did you say your character kind of hailed from?
Someplace else, nowhere you've heard of. He's got
Okay, so
swan
from
skin.
outside the Dales, or
He keeps
just
himself
somewhere else
covered
in the
because
Dales?
he wherever you want. I was thinking outside the Dales.
That's fine. I just wanted to know.
And there is
Okay.
one final thing I forgot to mention that was actually brought to my attention when I first created the character image. He did have red eyes. So you do notice that his eyes, at least the pupil, has a red tinge that is an after effect of the miasma. So it did mark him.
Nice.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and so he keeps his face covered because he says he's got scars and stuff that he doesn't want people to see. But it's mostly just so that he can be recognized by his past.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, guys, let's take a 5-minute break, and you guys can be thinking about your characters. If you don't need a break, working out ideas on the fellowship, filling in your bio, and we'll just pick up like 8:03 or so. Okay.
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 All right.
Okay. Wow. So for our audience there, I have actually created a fellowship theme. I didn't realize that I had done it, but I knew we would need it. And there you go. So I created a fellowship theme and I just made sure that the fellowship now in Foundry, what you have to do is you create an actor, and that actor is this, and you just add, this is a crew actor. So when you create a new one, you would choose crew, because that's the City of Mist name for a fellowship theme. And so the crew theme is a special theme, and it automatically makes every tag crispy. It has some special rules that goes with it. So I created a theme book for it already, not a theme kit. I didn't do any theme kits yet. So I just had that, so I just dragged it over here. And so now when they add a tag, it'll ask the question. So the first one will be, who are you as a group? They'll need to answer that, and then they can choose two more, and then weakness tag. And then a fellowship quest. All right, everybody back?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm back.
Yeah, I see what you mean about the bio and the save. I don't know. I must have hit my wrist. My wrist must have touched something because it wiped it all away. I was like, okay, I should know better than to do this. I'll go into text doc and lift that
Yeah.
thing up over and over again.
That's horrible. Yeah, so the save button looks funny too. It's not the typical disk that you would see for save,
Yeah.
which
Right.
we don't use those disks anymore, so that's funny. But the save button, so let's look at Marshall. Let's go to bio. So when you go into like description, you wrote test and test two, but you hit edit, and then the say, oh, it is a disk. On other, like in the journals,
Yep, it is a
it's
disc.
like this.
Yep.
It's like this down arrow, and it doesn't look like a save button. And so I've missed it before, thinking, oh, maybe it doesn't do that, and then that was the save button. So yeah, it's got to do the disk. You got to do the disk, my man.
Yeah, but it
In
was
order to
easily
save.
just even pressing something else. Like my hand touched a key and it wiped everything out. I was like,
Oh man.
it's really sensitive. So I'll be putting my
The
stuff in a text file and pulling it over.
the delete everything. Yeah, no, you probably clicked outside of the text box.
That'll do it.
That'll do the same thing. Yep. Okay. Let's see how Chewbacca is coming. Oh, we have lots of tags, but none of them are exactly right. I'm getting rid of this extra devotion theme. Doesn't belong there. Oh, and then an extra people theme. Let's get rid of that too. And then, okay, good. No extra themes. Good. So extra themes in other systems, so I'm sure there will be a equivalent in this system, is an actual theme with tags that you get. Like you pick up Excalibur. Well, that's got its own damn theme. It's got its own tags. It's pretty, and it can improve or whatever. So it becomes a theme that you personally get to access. Other extra themes might be representative of an NPC or a small cadre that joins you temporarily. And then instead of me playing the NPC with you, you play them. And you have their tags, and you can have them jump in to help you with your moves as you take your actions. You can have them take their own actions and make their own rolls, or just play in with yours and lend their tags to you. So those are other really flexible and interesting ways that you can add more to your character without necessarily leveling them up, right? So a lot of pretty cool concepts with this system. I'm as excited about this system as I was when Fate first came out. I was a Fudge player for a while, but then Fate came out and I went, this makes more sense when you fill in some of the gaps. And so I played Fate for a long time. Kickstarted Fate Core when it came out, and was excited about that. And Fate Accelerated was very cool. Like, oh, this is a kind of a slimmed down version that has everything that you need. Perfect. And Fate Core became if you just want more bells and whistles or you want more flexibility, then you can do that. So I love this system now the way I loved that system when it first came out. Okay, well then, Smacky, are you back?
I'm back.
All right, so you're going to start putting names into these tags, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I just see a sea of unnamed tags. All right, so while you do that, weigh in on the fellowship while I work with everyone on getting the fellowship theme taken care of, okay? All right, gents, when it comes to the fellowship, how do you rule? Are we going to use a theme kit? Are we going to just pick tags that make sense? And this will be mostly like nomination, like, hey, I think question D would be cool, and here's some of my thoughts on that. Maybe this tag or that tag. What do you guys think? And then, well, yeah, D would be good for this, but maybe not good for that. Maybe if we chose C, and so that's really kind of where we're at if we're not going to just pick a theme, pre-built theme. So what do you want to do?
I think the general initial statement was that we wanted to avoid the theme kit. Was that right? Guys looked on 133 and you didn't see anything that
Yeah.
really kind of fit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
I
that's
looking
at
at
least agreed upon.
on 132. I was looking at like the quest ideas for like ideas of what could be our shared quest. What's kind of keeping us together as a group, or at least initially forming us, forcing us to band together. And one of the uh, suggestions or whatever is an explicit quest you've been tasked with by an authority figure or higher power. Based off of your backstory for Marshal Jared, perhaps the
Sorrow Bomb.
the
Maybe Sorrow Bomb has given you some guidance, or you're talking about the Red Marshals.
the Red Marshal. Perhaps when he went back to the capital, his testimony or whatever was enough to convince the Lord of the land to put out I don't know, a quest or whatever, commanded Marshal
To
Jared
find
to.
out what else is out there.
Right,
The
yeah, to see how much of
Mazman.
a threat this actually is or whatever, and told you basically, hey, hire a bunch of people to go on this quest.
Because that makes a lot of sense. I mean, and I'm pretty sure they just wouldn't rule it out as the miasma's an isolated thing. And what about Sauron and her folks? And what else is out there that they don't know of? And
Yeah.
capitals get edgy that way. I think that's a good one.
Well, I think good. That's good to bear that in mind then. And I'm not filling in this quest. You guys can do that. Have the power. So for your first tag, who are you as a group?
We're a group of like-minded individuals who are trying to root out the truth of the world.
Good. Can you do that in 2-3 words?
Like-minded
Truth
adventurers.
seekers.
Miasma
And what is
investigators.
there you go. What is like-minded about you? What is like-minded about your group? Because that could be good, but what does it mean to be like-minded? What are you like-minded about?
I would think the group would be geared towards finding out the unknown. So there's going to be a desire to
That's
shine a
explorers.
spotlight. Yeah, explorers.
Explorers of the Dales.
Yep, explorers of the unknown.
I mean, we could just start small with the Dales. Yeah, this is just an origin theme. Yeah, we can grow, bigger stuff later on.
Bring light to the dark. Okay.
So
Yes, go ahead.
yeah, so are we saying that we were selected to do this investigation?
I think
Because
the quest idea they discussed, what I got from their discussion was that there is some kind of specific quest that your group of explorers has been given by an authority figure or higher power. Perhaps the Red Marshal organization, whatever we're going to end up calling that, which we'll need to give it a name at some point.
Right, the Lord Protectorate. They
So
had
they,
said,
yeah.
go out, find out what else is out there that we don't know about.
So in the
That
case of your
would definitely fall
companions,
into- that would
Go ahead.
definitely fall into Chewbacca's themes.
Okay. So in the short version, this is more like the Red Marshal's quest, but this means that the rest of the group finds something of interest in his quest and feels compelled,
Right. So
bored.
we may all have different reasons for why we joined up on the group, but we all the uh we all agree on the end goal, whatever. So while the Red Marshal may be joining this quest or whatever out of a sense of duty for the Dales, his childhood love or whatever, wanting to protect her from the harm of the miasma or whatever. My character might be doing it for trying to discover lost magic and trying to unlock the secrets of her.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can all have your ultimate motivations, but share the same quest. Like, yeah, I'll go along with this guy because it will also bring me, that's going to bring me what I'm looking for. They could be looking for different things, right? So, tell me something more that describes your group of explorers. Give me some adjectives that have to do with your group. When someone looks at your group of explorers, they may think they are what?
Badasses.
Badass explorers. Okay.
Or maybe the daring explorers.
Look daring. They look tired. Unemployed explorers. Murder hobo explode. No, no.
Uh-oh.
Let's hope not.
All
I
right,
think
guys, we have a lot to live up to.
things are taking a turn.
All right, well then name the first tag. Whatever explorers, whatever you want to make it. Who's scribe? Do I need to volunteer one of you? You'll be voluntold.
I'm in it. So explorers.
Of the Dales, if you want, or explorers of.
Yeah, like you said, let's start off small. This can always evolve, so it's not as if
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
we have to stick with what it is.
Yeah, let's start with that.
That works. All right. Next tag. We should round it over to someone else then. Just pass it off. Who's got the next tag? We have 2 more tags and a weakness, right? So
Yeah.
who wants to do the next one? Click the lightning bolt and start going over the questions you've got left. Others can be referring to 132 or whatever.
What was the first one?
Who are you as a group? A. It's always A, and then Explorers of the Dales. So now, what is the next question you want to answer? What do you do well together? Lunchtime?
We provide safe travel, protection of communities, and uphold the ideals of cultures.
You're a wordy bunch. I'll give you that. That should play out well in World Anvil. All of you are like, we're this. Like the whole exposition that needs to be a few words. So it's great. You just got to boil it down. What do you want to? How can you boil that down to a short phrase?
How do you help, assist, or support one another? All for one and one for all.
He
Yeah.
just really wants to be a musketeer. He just
Yeah.
really wants to be a musketeer.
Let's see. Well, what do you guys think? What kind of sheet? What kind of question?
Looking
I
through
like
the questions, no, G, what special sources of information do you have? I know this is like, I guess like a low-hanging fruit for those of us that, I guess everyone except Mike. Uh, Sorrow Bomb would be like a special source of information that we have about the miasma or strange stuff going on in the Dales.
So what special source of information do we have? That?
He was suggesting that Sorrow Bomb be your tag.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like she's kind of like an informant. She occasionally, gives us, obviously somewhat cryptic clues, but clues nonetheless.
I guess the Lord Protectorate could also provide information too, if I could get word to it.
Sounds like he's tasked you with the job to get that information.
All right, so I'm gonna need her spelling.
Sorrow, SORROW, BALM.
SORROWBALM.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. I did mine.
Okay, who's next?
Oh, the wrong question got tagged to it. I need to change that.
Which one were you gonna suggest, Mike?
I think we should be light unto the other Daylanders. What is the most perfect of their moral code.
So you want like an ethos or something that we follow?
Creed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which
that
question is that?
I don't have the questions in front of me.
So here are the questions that are currently open, I think. Where do you meet, work, rest, or prepare for action? What do you do well together? Who mentors you, aids you, or is sympathetic to your goals? What helps you travel from one place to the next? In what environments or situations are you most comfortable? What special sources of information do you have? What sort of reputation or name have you made for yourselves? How do you help, assist, or support one another? What kind of special gear, resource, or power is at your disposal? And I think Sarobom used up the what special sources of information do you have?
Correct.
Maybe she would have been better as an answer to
A mentor?
D.
Ryan,
Yeah.
what do you do well? We are
I can change that. I'll make her D.
basically a good
Yeah,
example.
do that.
for
You
us.
said, what do we do well together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there something that you excel doing together that is the synergy of your group?
All for one for all, that sort of thing.
Told you it would catch on. See.
We cause trouble.
Mischief and mayhem wherever we go.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a tag. Mischief and Mayhem is certainly a tag.
I
I'm
like
sure
it,
it's
guys.
a good one.
We could certainly do that. That may also lead to an interesting answer to the other one. What sort of reputation or name have you made for
Yeah.
yourselves? So you have one more power tag and then one weakness tag. So what do you want that third power tag to be? What do you do well together, or how do you help, assist, or support one another? You know, I know I've seen that answered before, like always got your back, something like that that fits in there, and that's a tag that you can kind of use when you're
Trying to cover for somebody.
sure. Yep.
Maybe like how do you help assist? Maybe we could answer it like no one left behind or something.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Or do you guys want to have some kind of special way to travel from one place to another? I don't know.
A horse and cart.
Yeah, a team of horses or a
Just horses.
a war wagon. I don't know, whatever you like. You have any maybe special gear or resources or some other power at your disposal?
How about I know this is maybe not fitting the category. Helps you travel from one place to the next. Perhaps we have like a seal or like a letter of authority or something from the Lord.
There you go.
I like that.
To basically tell everyone, hey, we're here on official business.
Official
go.
papers from the Lord Protectorate.
Your papers are in order. Okay, who's going to type that in? Type it in. Is that an answer to J, or did you say you can use it to travel from one place to another? What helps you travel from one place to another?
I think that goes for travel, helping us
Okay.
travel from one place to another.
All right, E it is. All right, then while someone is typing that in, your weakness tag questions are: what is flawed or lacking in the way you work together? Or how do you get into trouble? Or who or what threatens your fellowship or shared goals? Or what places or situations do you find tough to handle? So far your tags tell me what's important about your crew, your fellowship, and that is exploration is an important part of your fellowship. Sorrow Bomb plays a key role somewhere in there, and that you bear with you the credentials of authority. So, what
I like that.
else?
How do you get into trouble? Rather easily. No. Let's see.
It sounds to me like we're kind of a loose
Yeah, I
fitted
think
group.
what is flawed or lacking in the way you work together is that we still are a fledgling fellowship. So we're still trying to solidify our bonds.
Yeah, we're acquaintances, not friends.
Yet.
Right, yeah. But that's growing. Yeah, it's room for growth.
Right. That's the equivalent of grabbing four guys and making a team out of them, and our timing's off, our signals are wrong, everything that's just wrong
Yeah.
that way until you actually iron them out.
Unpracticed.
Yes. So we'll do flawed or lacking. Work together seems reasonable.
Yeah.
So let's put together the name of the tag would be
Uncoordinated.
inexperienced as a team yet?
Yeah, just inexperienced team.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. You just need a quest now. Go ahead and fill that in down at the bottom. And then I think we have just enough time for kind of a prologue session.
I can't write in the motivation, underneath motivation in the fellowship.
Okay, what do you want me to write? I'll write it.
Oh,
Tell me.
okay.
Dictate.
Quest.
So I think you talked about an explicit quest you've been tasked with by an authority figure.
Yeah,
Yes.
we could say just like discover the source of the miasma.
Unravel the mysteries of the Dales.
Well, that might be a never-ending task.
Well, identify unknown threats.
Keeps disappearing on me. Rude. Uncover the mystery of the miasma. Okay, subject to change. All right.
Yep.
So then we play together a day in the life we once knew. So I need to pick a random time and day and ask each hero, on an ordinary overcast day in the village of wherever, where are you now? What are you doing? And who are you with? So let's start at the bottom now first with Maya. Where are you now on a normal, average, ordinary day, say 1 in the afternoon, on an overcast day in the village of Ravenloft? Where are you now and what are you doing? Ravenloft. That's funny. Ravenhome.
What time of year is it?
Maya?
It's
Yeah, sorry.
this
So
time?
we're
Is it
s-
winter?
So we could pick. I'm going to throw a pin on the map and just pick a place, or should we start in Ravenholm and just say that you're beginning in Ravenholm, but we could be anywhere? Do you want to be somewhere else in the Dales?
no, anywhere's fine. I just wanted to know if we'd already sort of ventured out from that starting point.
Yeah, I think you've traveled around. You're kind of, if I understand your story right, you're kind of a caravan guide, maybe?
Yeah.
Kind of evolved into that kind of role. All right, so let's just say Fairpoint. That's on the east side of the Dales along the river. On an average, ordinary, overcast day in Fairpoint, well, where are you and what are you doing and who are you with?
So if it's, I think like if it's earlier in the day, then um, Maya's probably sort of like out on her own. If it's a new, if they've just arrived here, then she's still probably trying to get the lay of the land. So she's just out sort of in the backwoods, just trying to see where everything is and sort of like, oh, this is a good place to take shelter, that sort of thing. Um, and that's something that she would try to sort of do um, ahead of the rest of the group, so that if they come along and need something, then she's already has like the general layout of the area, and she can just sort of point it out to them. So she's probably doing like some sort of um, scouting around um, in sort of like the backwoods of Fairpoint.
All right, very good. Who are you, and so you're by yourself. You're kind of doing your scouting thing, looking for useful places and things, and you're kind of away from everyone else, and you're ahead of the rest of the group, so that maybe you know where to park the caravan, where what would be a good refuge, etc. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, up the chart here, Jared. Where is Jared? You are in Fairpoint.
Yep, I'm in Fairpoint,
All right.
and
We'll just
what
say,
time of
who are you? Yeah, it's about
who
1 in the afternoon. Where are you now? What are you doing? And who are you with?
I'm at a tavern in Fairpoint. Had just come from the capital, so by sea route, a local ship had pulled in, and I had gotten off and met Ashrin there. So we're at the tavern, and we've struck a conversation up, and we're discussing just
I know exactly what
pleasantries.
it's about. She
And
is absolutely uh, fascinated with your red eyes. There has to be magic. Where did you get those?
you see
She
me
she is
shift.
pestering you with all the questions.
You see me with the patience of a gruff old man, kind of deflect those questions. Just a long story. But, you know, maybe one day I'll regale you with tales of adventure and my other comrades. and the tale of the red eyes. But not today. Today I'm thinking about what they gave me, the orders they gave me at the Capitol, which was to assemble a group of people to, I guess for lack of better word, ferret out some of the unknown threats in the Dale and things of supernatural nature, things that unnerve capitals. And finding folks that can meet those bills is not something that just pops up like daisies. So you see that I have kind of like a frow. I'm trying to figure this out, but I'm making pleasant conversations with you because you are engaging me and asking questions that show me that you're intelligent. And I take a time to size you up and get some information out of you to see what you're doing because you do look able bodied, but I don't know what your story is. So, what brings you to Fairpoint?
Ashrin would get a little, what do you say, awkward and cagey. Would basically just tell you, oh, she's just, passing through the area. She's on a pilgrimage, and she's on the lookout for anything supernatural. She's trying to study any supernatural, magical
You see
stuff
me
she
lean
can
in and
find.
cup my hands together, and I'm like, you wouldn't say. Supernatural. Well, perhaps we have more in common than we originally anticipated. And I start to regale her with some of the stories that, the miasma that we had encountered and some of the Fae folks and the strangeness of it. So if you're looking for supernatural, it's out there. You're welcome to join me on my journeys, and of course, if it suits you.
She would eagerly offer her assistance in any way she can if you would act as a sort of local guide to her to show her
And
all the
what
strange,
what
mystical
skill
things
sets
in
do you bring?
the
Not to
Dales.
be so forward, but I guess I have to ask.
Uh, she'd tell you she's a she's a good navigator and uh, she's knows how to hit someone with a stick. She would
Yeah.
not tell you about her mystical abilities yet.
Then you remind me of a mage that I used to travel with, hermit-like gentleman who used to beat people with sticks. But anyway, well, you're welcome to join. So I extend my hand in friendship, and welcome aboard.
Yeah, she would accept it.
Aw.
So with that, if it's one, we finish our rounds. We're probably gonna head out. Um, my intentions weren't to stay in Fairpoint for the day. It was just really kind of just to get a good bite and see if, you know, commandeer some horses or something or whatever and just ride out further down just to avail myself of how things are looking and see if I stumble into anything. She's along as well.
Well, so were you gonna try to go through the question for everyone, including
Yep.
uh
Yep.
Chewbacca?
I'm getting there. I'm moving up from bottom to top of the way I see the people in the list. So, Wes, your character is Ashran, so we just kind of did you.
Yeah.
So Chewbacca.
Yes, sir.
It is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on an average overcast day in Fairpoint. What are you doing? Where are you? And who are you with?
I'm at the town center. I have arranged for a wood cutting contest with the proceeds going to the widows of the town.
I didn't catch that last part. Your wood cutting contest with who?
A wood cutting contest for the town, all men in the town, with the proceeds going towards the widows.
The benefit, the charity, yes, goes to the widows. Got it. Okay, so you're gonna do wood cutting contest. All right, that's cool. So when you engage in that, you'll find, of course, certainly there'll be some takers, especially when they see you. Would you describe your character the way you see it right now? What does your character look like?
Basically, wearing just really general travel-y type clothes. Covered up with leather and stuff like that. Nothing really flashy or expensive or interesting. Very utility. I always have something covering my face. I'll tell you that I have terrible scars from my hiding days.
How old is Chewbacca?
Until stories. Cursed knight who found his heart again. Not in battle, but in combat. What's up?
How old is Chewbacca?
Somewhere in the middle.
So what is the middle? Is that 20 or 30? I don't know what the average life expectancy of your normal Chewbacca in the wild is.
That's the thing. It's an ambiguous thing. He can't really define it. He doesn't even know how old he is.
He doesn't know how old he is.
Right.
So if someone was looking at him, they might suspect he is
those rugged traveler guys. What they're
a young man of 25.
Not use that. No, more than 25.
Okay, so people would think he's a well-grown adult.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Very good. So who is going to give you a run for your money in this woodcutting contest?
I'm gonna try it for
Um,
this simple good nature of
I
contributing
don't mean
to
you.
widows.
That was
Oh,
actually
okay.
a kind of a story question for Chewbacca. Who does he find gives him a run for his money in this contest?
I am not by any means any huge spectral fighter, muscular guy, or probably anyone in there you showed me up. It's more to get everybody else going excited about.
That's good. That answers the question perfectly. So that just gives us the details we're looking for. That's great. Okay, so let's see. Any questions for any other players about what they described that they were doing and who they were with and all that stuff? Maybe a question for Ashran, like what place did you find that your caravan will do well in? And is it right next to town or a little bit further away or right through the middle of town? Where did you find the best place for your caravan to go?
Ashran isn't part of a caravan. That would be Maya.
Maya. Sorry, Maya. Thank you. I'll get it down. Normally I put little cheat names as the whose character belongs to who, so I'll probably have to do that. So okay, until I get the hang of it.
Obviously, they took all the best rooms in the inn and pushed everybody else out into the barn.
Maya, where did you find your a good place for your caravan to go?
There was, I want to say there's probably like some somewhere just south of the village, which is sort of like off the main drag and under some shelter, but not say back in the woods, so to speak. Like,
Okay.
you know, a little shelter, but still pretty close to town, so that you're not cut off, but you're also not in plain view.
Right. So there's some large rocks, huge boulders or large trees, and yet real close to the village, so that you can do trade or get goods or relax in the tavern. Yep, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Any questions for any of the players about what they're doing to get more details out that would make this story interesting?
I think we'll definitely have a lot
So-
more questions around the next game because we're still digesting the characters that we've just developed.
Mhm.
So
Totally agree.
Any of the other players in the village or in the town or anything?
Is that a question? I didn't understand again. Sorry.
Yes. Are any of the other players in the town right now?
Yeah, so there's a couple that are in the tavern. They're chatting. Are you sitting at a bar or at a table?
we're sitting at a table. We moved from the
Just waiting
bar
for
to a
both of
table
you.
so that we could have.
Well, I imagine Jared was sitting at a table and Ashrin was at the bar but saw his eyes from across the room and immediately approached him.
Is there anything special about where in the tavern you sit? At which table?
Always the back with a view of the whole front and escapes.
Okay, Jason, I got it. All right, and
They
then
teach you that in the marshals.
exactly.
Hey, you know who taught me that? That was a attorney who taught at St. John's University, who was a cop, and he told me, when you sit down, take your exits into consideration. Never forgot it.
Cool. All right. So, is there anything that you'd like to bring up before we kind of close down for tonight? I will take this information from your characters. We've got some great details to work with, and I will launch you into your first bit of adventure from this poor, sorry, sad little river town, Fairpoint. And we'll see what happens from here that will take you who knows where through the Dales. Anything you want to bring up or mention or ask a question about?
No, I'd like to thank you for your patience and the rest of the team for helping to pull this stuff together.
No, super cool. That's exactly what it's for.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I can't think of anything.
Okay, cool. All right,
Into
so
the
I
tavern,
have
you can tell the other guy that they have to kind of show these young punks what this.
okay. So from two characters, I have a short laundry list for you. I just put it in the VTT chat. Ashram, we need an image and a little more of your basic bio. I think would be great. You've given a lot of that to me. You don't have to you give that to me in the private channel. Please, by the way, you do have private channels in the Discord. Feel free to use that to discuss anything that you're not ready to reveal to the other players just yet. By all means, discuss anything in there. It's just you and me that have access to that channel. Then who disappeared? Somebody vanished. Okay, welcome back. All right, so basically use that private channel as needed. I will post links to the World Anvil, so that you will need a World Anvil account. So they're free. You can sign up for them. Paying for their lowest level will just get rid of ads everywhere. If you choose to do that, great. Otherwise, you'll just have little banner ads here and there throughout the site. Not that big of a deal. Totally usable. Oh, great. That's even better. All right. So, and you'll probably even know your way around then. All right. So when you join the campaign, it'll ask you to create a character or use one of your existing ones. If you've already created it in World Anvil, then you can pull it into the campaign and it'll belong in the campaign. Otherwise, just use create a character, and then it'll ask you to fill in their basic information, and then from there, bring you further along to give you lots of other things to fill out. If you want a tour of how that works, let me know. I can create a video or something that will give you a tour of how World Anvil works.
I would appreciate a basic tutorial.
Yeah. Okay, good. So shoot those questions to me. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll make a little tour of how to set up a character and what it will do. I think I have a video already. I'll just go find it
Awesome.
and repost it because I did it for other campaigns as well. All right. So if there's any questions for me, this does not seem to be a really big between session group, which is fine. But feel free to make use of the tools that I've tossed out there. You've got a good Discord you can talk about ideas with. I think it would be great to collaborate on character development and plot points together, how you might evolve your character, get other people's ideas and feedback on your thoughts. There's a lot of good that can come from just tossing questions out and laying things out in Discord, and feel free to do that with me too. And then we'll go from there. So next week we'll pick it up with something that might just happen. All right?
Awesome.
Or maybe you miss it and life just goes on in Fairpoint like nothing happened. It's possible. You could just miss what happened and then, yeah, you have to go fishing. Okay. Very good, guys. Thanks again for joining us this week. We'll see you next week. I don't think that I have any conflicts for the foreseeable future, so I'm excited about that. We'll just hammer into the campaign and go from here.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
And thank you so much for everything.
Thanks to our 5 viewers on the internet. That's exciting right there. All right.
Thank you,
have a good